On the trade moon of Varela, a place where laws bent to the weight of credits and cruelty wore the mask of order, the marketplace buzzed with synthetic life and alien voices. Among the glittering stalls and rust-covered machines stood a cage, barely large enough for a grown humanoid. Inside it, chained by the ankle with a rusted iron ring, was a young alien girl, part humanoid, part feline, fur-covered arms wrapped around her knees, ears twitching slightly in response to passing footsteps. Her tail lay limp against the cold alloy floor. Her name, at least what the guards called her, was Kira. Species, Nerethi. Charge, theft. Sentence, indefinite public. Display until purchased or punished. She had stolen nothing more than a piece of dried fruit. Hundreds passed her cage every day, some with laughter, some with disgust. A few humans, a few dozen grown. Countless traders with dead eyes and faster hands. No one stopped Dot until Ethan Rourke, a Terran in his mid-30s. Ethan had the build of a miner and the eyes of someone who'd seen too much war. He had served in the Terran Expanse Corps, survived the siege of Tarsize, and had since retired into freelance cargo runs. He wasn't a hero, not anymore. But when he saw her thin, shaking, defiant despite the humiliation, something in him twitched. Not pity. Something older Dot, it was recognition. Dot. He walked up to the stall owner, a slimy, four-armed Tarkethi merchant named Zil, whose grin widened at the sight of a human with credits. How much? Ethan asked, voice low. For her? Zil chuckled. She's damaged. Firo tried biting one of the guards. But she's exotic human. Real tail and everything. You sure? Ethan's jaw clenched. I didn't ask for a backstory. How much? 5,000 credits. That's more than a fighter drone. Exotic cells. Ethan didn't argue. He reached into his coat, withdrew a Terran credit chip, and slapped it on the counter. The merchant's eyes glittered as the chip registered. A moment later, the magnetic lock on Kira's shackle disengaged with a hiss. She didn't move. Ethan walked to her, crouched to her eye level. You're free, he said. Her ears twitch. Why? He didn't have an answer. Kira didn't speak much during the first few days aboard Ethan's ship, the Windback. She remained curled in a corner of the crew quarters, eyes always on the Turi. Door like she expected to be caged again. Ethan didn't force conversation. He simply made sure food was there, and warmth, and silence. Dot. It was on the fourth day, during a jump between systems, that she finally asked, Why did you buy me? Ethan, cleaning a plasma tool, looked over. Because no one else did. That's not a reason. He paused. You reminded me of someone. She looked at him carefully, feline eyes glinting. A daughter? No, he replied. Me. She tilted her head, confused. I was left behind once. On a planet we were supposed to liberate. They didn't come back for me. Took me 3 months to escape. Everyone thinks humans are the monsters out here, but we know what cages feel like. Kira stared for a long time. Then quietly she said, Thank you. As weeks turned into cycles, Kira learned quickly navigation systems, plasma tools, even Terran standard. She had a knack for machinery and a sharper mind than most humans Ethan had served with. Her ears still twitched at loud noises, and she flinched at docking ports. But something in her had changed. She laughed once. Ethan nearly crashed the ship out of shock. They became a team. Him, the muscle and the pilot. Her, the brain and the thief, though now, only when necessary. They took cargo jobs, smuggled medicine to quarantine planets, sabotaged slavers, and helped more than a few children out of cages. The galaxy never thanked them. But Kira didn't care, and neither did Ethan. One night, while orbiting a gas giant in Sector 4X7, Kira sat on the hull under a protective field, watching stars shift across the void. Ethan joined her, handing her a flask of warm scent tea. Ever think about going back? He asked. To Nerith? She shook her head. My planet's gone. Sold piece by piece before I was born. Then what do you want now? Kira looked at the stars, tail flicking slowly, to break every cage. I see, Ethan smirked. Now that sounds like a plan.